One of the greatest examples of compassion and deep listening that we can learn from and embody is in nature. Trees communicate with each other. Trees communicate through their root system, through the fungus in the ground that transport communication from one tree to the other and to the ecosystem as a whole. And trees also communicate through the pheromones in the air. And this has been proven scientifically. There's literal evidence that this isn't just some wooey concept that James Cameron created in the movie Avatar, but trees literally have been for millennia communicating, even though they don't have eyes and ears and mouths to speak to one another. They have found out a way to communicate in order to create harmony in their individual ecosystems and in the grand ecosystem on this planet. Nature is the greatest example we have today of what harmony and unity looks like and collaboration looks like on a mass scale. Right now, we must turn to nature as an example of how we can create collaboration and unity inside of ourselves and with each other. And trees communicate so that when one tree is being infected or it's being hurt, it's being hurt by a virus or a fungus, it is able to communicate with the other trees in order to get the nutrients and the antibodies that it needs to fight off this fungus, because the other trees know that if this tree is being impacted, that it's going to happen to me as well. And that we must unify and help out this tree that's being impacted by this fungus or this virus so that it doesn't spread. And we're seeing, a virus such as COVID happening right now, but there's also the virus of hate, of projection, of stereotyping on Black people, for example, right now, and by the Black community. And that if we want to heal and really embody Black Lives Matter, that we must learn to unify and collaborate and practice compassion. Because that is what nature does, and that is how nature has learned to thrive and create harmonious ecosystems that are surrounding us everywhere we live. You can see behind me there is beautiful, plants that are thriving, and it's because plants and animals and ecosystems and nature has learned and can teach us what unity really looks like and how it can be embodied and practiced. And it is by deep listening. Deep listening is the first thing we must practice in order to create unity and harmony, and to hear what's needed and then send out those antibodies, send out those nutrients, send out those healing factors, those healing practices that will create harmony in our ecosystem as human beings. Nature is an amazing teacher. And if the trees can communicate, then how powerfully can we communicate and harmonize with one another when we learn how to practice unity and not just say it and demand it, but embody it. And the first thing that we can do is practice compassion. Get out of your own damn way. Get out of your own damn stereotypes and perspective of what things should look like, so we can listen and embody what does need to happen. Harmony and unity can only be truly embodied in our community as a whole when we learn how to practice compassion. And I invite you to look up that word compassion. What does compassion mean? It means putting yourselves in the shoes of somebody else without criticism or judgment. And that is such a powerful but yet such a difficult thing to practice, because it requires you to get out of your own way and to get into the shoes of somebody else.